All right, Gator Nation, welcome back to the Gator Nation podcast. I am the GNP, Gator Nation Principal Moten, and I'm joined by Miss Vanstrien, our multi-language learners teacher, and we're celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. So I asked Miss Vanstrien to join us to talk to us about herself and what we do here at the Creek to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. So Miss Vanstrien, welcome first of all to the podcast. And if you would tell the audience who you are, your life experiences, and then some of the cool things that you do here at the Creek.
Yes, good afternoon and thank you for having me. Yes, I am Dr. Vanstrien and I am from Argentina. So I am from a Hispanic culture from South America, and I'm honored here to represent all the multilingual learners, especially the Hispanic ones at Dutchman Creek Middle School.
Awesome. So, Ms. Vanstrien, talk to us about Dr. Vanstrien. I keep forgetting you got your doctorate, so congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Dr. Vanstrien.
Okay.
Talk to us about what do you do as a teacher to support students who are learning English as their second language?
Well, first of all, I try to be a model for them, a role model, because I do not like to preach something and do not practice what I ask them to do it at school. So for me, education was always very important. That was a priority for me. And English is my third language. First was German, then Spanish, and then English. So I always tell them, look, if I could learn English in the jungle, like I didn't have all the technology, computer, Google. I just had three simple plain dictionaries. One was Spanish English, another English English, and another was English pronunciation. And I learned English. So determination, patience, consistency, but mostly determination to learn it, to succeed, to learn a language, you need to practice it. Because if you do not practice a language, you will not learn it. And so they need to use as many opportunities they have to use English. So in my classroom, I always encourage them to use English because my classroom has to be a place for them to get confidence. So when they are in the other classes, they are not shy, they are not afraid to use their English. And I know it takes years, and also teachers need to have a little patience with them because to become proficient in a language, it takes years. Practice makes perfection, and it is very applicable, applied to when you learn a language, especially a second language or a third language. Or sometimes some of our multilinguals know more than one language, and so that is I always tell them that this is a superpower for them. That's something, a plus, something that will open doors to them in the futures. And they have a way to see the world in a different way, because like every language is like a part of their brain, is like a new door to a new world. It's a new perspective, a new way to see a problem, and different ways to find solutions to a problem.
All right, thank you for sharing that. I would say that one of my regrets in school was not taking a second language seriously. I really wish I had paid more attention, but I've learned a lot being around students who are learning another language, and I appreciate the hard work that it takes. And like you mentioned, it takes patience. It takes patience to teach mathematics, social studies. All learning takes patience. So we definitely have the patience that it takes here at Dutchman Creek Middle School.
Yes, and in our case, the multilinguals, they are learning all the new academic content, but they are also learning a second language. So it's twice the challenge for them. And they also need extra time because they are listening in English. Their brain has to process that information in their own language. They have to understand, then they have to process it back to English and then produce that. So it takes time and it takes a lot of energy in their brain. And at the end of the day, these kids, they are exhausted, mentally exhausted because of all that brain work that they have to do while they are at school.
That's impressive. So talk to us about your role as it relates to making sure students feel comfortable and they feel accepted and they feel a part of Gator Nation from the time that they step on campus to the time that they go home and beyond?
When I do the duties, or like last week I was in the hallway, and it was so nice to see them. And when they see me, because one of the students approached, do you speak Spanish? Yes, I speak Spanish. And it's so nice to have that connection with them. And for them to see a family that is from another country, that can understand them, that can support them, like to be a role model, but also know all the struggles that they go through, because being from the school systems in Argentina, Mexico, El Salvador, Nicaragua is so different from the school in the United States. Like in our countries, we used to have classes like only one shift in the morning from 8 to 12, or the afternoon from 1 to 5, and that's it. We had breakfast, lunch, dinner at home. We don't have to get up early, and we always walk to school. We didn't take the buses, or we didn't spend the whole. It's like it's so different. So that was one of the things that shocked me. Like when I came to the United States, like to see the kids so many hours just at school, and not so many hours at home with their families. So that's a big, huge difference.
Okay. So we definitely love all of our students here at Dutchman Creek. And so celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month has been something we've been very intentional about. I absolutely love in the morning time when we do the announcements. Yes. First thing in the morning is very important that everyone sets the tone for the day. So we begin with our Gator Pledge, and it's our student lighthouse team led by our Dean of Student Leadership, Dr. Bacote. And they start us off with the pledge. But to help those students who are learning English, but their native language is Spanish, we also say everything in Spanish so that they have a great start to the day.
Yes.
So that's something I would love to see continue. So I appreciate your support. I definitely appreciate Dr. Bacote and the Student Lighthouse team to make sure that those students feel warm and welcome from the beginning of the day all the way to the end of the day.
Yeah, and that is so sweet that they have make them feel part of the school, a part of the family Gator, like welcome, included. Yes, and that's very thoughtful and touchy. Yes.
All righty. So, you're a big Messi fan, I heard.
Yes, of course. Argentina.
Of course, Messi.
Soccer World Cup champions.
So, what are some other interests you have?
Well, I like to keep on learning. I love learning. For me, that is always important. That's why for me, as soon as I came to the United States, I came with the BIF program, an organization that hires teachers from 55 different countries. So they selected me to come to teach English or Spanish. And as soon as I came here, I started to apply to take my first master. I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I started my second master's. And then I was going to start my doctorate, but then family, I was married, children, husband, so it was a different story. But then when I became a teacher again, that was my goals. Okay, I need to get my doctorate. And so when I love to read, to write, also, spend time with my kids, be a mom, be a wife, because that's also an important family. But also, to teach, I think that's nice, like to make a difference with them, to motivate them, push them, and always remind them how lucky they are to be in this country, and that I don't believe that the sky is the limit. I believe that the sky is just the beginning, and they can go as far as they aim, the goal, they have the motivation, the fire, the intention, the dedication, as big as they set their goal. And if they work hard, their dreams, they will surpass their dreams, because that's is what I always try to I want them to succeed in this country. So, but it's up to them.
I like that. The
Yes.
sky's not the limit. It's just the beginning.
Yeah, and I believe that.
All right. Well, Ms. Vanstrien, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me and to shout out your students and all students here at Gator
Yes.
Nation.
Thank you.
Here on the Gator Nation podcast, our guests send us off with their very best Go Gators. Now, you can do it in English, you can do it in Spanish, you can do it in both.
Okay.
But how about you send us off with a good Go Gators?
Okay. Go Gators!